I'm Professor L, and today we're going to learn about polyatomic ions and ions. So let's see what the cations are. Silver, it's in the magic triangle, and it is positive with all the cations. Here's hydrogen. It's an anion too, and a cation. It's positive and negative. We're talking about like the charges of an atom, and then it turns into an ion. Here is copper, Cu. Sometimes it's called copperic. That's why it is in Latin. Here's lead. It is Pb, and it's the most of cations, so it's 4+, and we call it plumbic. Here's iron. We have 2 of irons because there's 2+ and 3+. Here's iron 2. It's called ferrous in Latin. And iron 3 is called in Latin ferric. Here is the 2 tins. Tin is like the most like lead. So 2+ is stannic and 4+ is statinus. Let's go on to the anions. Here's hydride. It's a cation too, and it's an anion. Here is sulfide, but the hydride is minus. So sulfide is better, like it can make hydrogen sulfide. -2 this time. Here is fluoride. So it's a minus. Well, it's like the halogens, like over here. Here's oxide. Here's -2. And sometimes it's O2. Here's iodide. It's minus. And it looks like the last one of the group, but lead. It is the last one of the periodic table anions group because it's number 53, but it's a minus. Here's nitride. It's like the most of the group. It's -3 because it has 3 bonds. And it comes with negative. It's negative, and it could bond with iron 3. Here's bromide. It is minus. Well, it's like a gas, like all the halogens and noble gases. It's minus. Here's some polyatomic ions. Here's oxalate, C2O4. It has more than 1 atom in it, and it's 2-. Here's carbonate. It's CO3, and it's -2. Here's dichromate. It's like chromate, but it has 2, and it's O7, and it's 2-. Here's nitride. Nitride is like nitrate, but nitrate is NO3. It's -2, but this one is minus. And nitrite is minus. Here's phosphate. It's -3. It looks like the most. And here's phosphite. Phosphate loses an oxygen, then it comes to phosphite, but it still has its charge. Here's SO4, sulfate. And when it loses the oxygen, it's called sulfite. Here's hydroxide. Hydroxide's OH, but oxygen has 2 bonds and it's an ion with 1-. And then the oxygen and hydrogen come on together. The oxygen had more, so it would be a minus. Here is the only polyatomic ion that is a plus. It's like hydronium. HO3, but this one is NH4, ammonium. And when it loses a hydrogen, it's called ammonia. And then nitrogen is not an ion anymore. Here's carbon. It doesn't make any ions because it doesn't have a 4+. So it doesn't make anything. It only makes covalent. Here is like sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. We talked about sodium it was over there, and we talked about chlorine that was over there. The green is sodium and the red is chlorine. Here's this, lithium hydride. Lithium was here somewhere. Here's hydride right here. We use it with the lithium, and it becomes lithium hydride. Here's iron. Which one do we use? Iron 2 or iron 3? We use iron 2 because oxide only has 2 minus. That's FeO. Iron oxide, iron 2 oxide it's called. Here's hydrochloric acid. We use this hydrogen and a chlorine for hydrochloric acid. Here is hydrosulfuric acid. There is 2 of these and 1 of these. So it's hydrogen sulfide, sometimes it's called that. Here's HSO4. HSO4. Hydrogen sulfate, but it's called sulfuric acid. Here's this. What do you think? Sometimes sulfate has a minus. You cover this like this, and then it's like this. Well, sulfate, sometimes it's a minus, and it bonds with like a calcium. And here's what my mom works with. Oxygen, potassium, and sodium carbonate. And a here, and carbonate here. Because there's 2 sodiums, because carbonate is minus 2. Here's like calcium, chloride. There's 2 of these this time, because calcium is 2 plus. Well, there's 2 chlorines because it's 2 plus. So that is good. My mom uses all these.
Where at?
At the hospital.
How do you balance this?
We sometimes we don't need that, and sometimes it comes to this, right?
Right.
Sometimes calcium sulfate is this, and sometimes it's like a calcium and a sulfate. Calcium and 2 sulfates. And sometimes calcium is supposed to be an ion because sulfate.
What's a cation?
Cation. Cation is positive.
What's an anion?
An anion is negative.
What's a polyatomic ion?
A polyatomic ion has more than 1 atom in it.